On Monday, we talked about Joseph Paul Franklin, a white supremacist who targeted blacks and Jews in a cross country killing spree from 1977 to 1980, and also is responsible for shooting Hustler creator Larry Flynt because of an interracial photo shoot that Flynt published, leaving Flynt paralyzed from the waist down. He was set to be executed on today, this morning. And that did happen in spite of Larry Flynt trying to prevent the death penalty from being used on his assailant. The execution was the first in Missouri using a single drug, pentobarbital, and this was basically sealed. His fate was sealed this morning when the U.S. Supreme Court upheld a federal appeals court ruling that overturned 2 stays of execution that had been granted last night. I still, I understand that there are certain crimes that are incredibly heinous, and the mass murder, the serial murder of 20 people is probably at the top of the types of crimes where if you were to have the death penalty, you would use it. However, I think as Larry Flynt shows us, even when you were the victim of a particular assailant. This case, of course, Larry Flynt was the victim of a gunshot that left him paralyzed, not of a killing. The death penalty is still something that, as a modern, developed nation, we should be seeking to eliminate, both because of its arbitrary and disproportionate or unfair application based on minorities and socioeconomic class, because of the irreversible nature of it, when so many times we see people on death row who are actually not guilty, and sometimes we know that before they are put to death, and because it is really, do we really want the government to be in the business of killing to punish killers? If killing is illegal, should the government really have this kind of systematic killing? Larry Flynt knew that, and it unfortunately was not able to do anything in time to save this man's life. And we are not talking about letting him live a free life, Lewis, but life in prison with no opportunity for parole.
Right. It's an archaic practice. It's ridiculous. When you look at the other countries who do it, we're in pretty bad company. Is the world a better place without Franklin? Yes, of course. But I have to agree that the death penalty has to go.